Hey everybody, it's David. Welcome to episode 2 of the DaveCast. Man, I'm glad you're here. I think I've got a really special episode lined up for you tonight, and I really hope you enjoy it. First of all, we're going to go visit one of my favorite places on earth. It's actually located in my hometown of Sumter, South Carolina, and the name of it is Swan Lake Iris Gardens. And then after we go over and visit Swan Lake, I'm going to allow you to sit down on a little talk that I recently had with one of my daughters, Elizabeth Richardson. Okay, actually, I'll call her Lizzie. And at times when she was younger, I called her Dizzy Lizzy. And there were even times when I called her Nutty Buddy. But I mostly call her Lizzie. I'm looking forward to you being able to see just a little snippet of the things that we talked about. And I'm going to tell you a little something. At the end of this show, after we visit Swan Lake, and after we have this little visit with Lizzie, I'm going to bring you back and we're going to tie all of that together to make one simple point. And this one simple point, I think, is something that every one of us need to be reminded of from time to time. And if you and I will hold on to this one simple point, I think it will make life better for every one of us. So man, I'm excited about this show. I can't wait for you to watch it. So thanks for tuning in and enjoy episode 2 of the DaveCast. Man, that Swan Lake is a beautiful place, isn't it? I've got some numbers I'm going to share with you about Swan Lake. The first number is 150. That's how many acres of land Swan Lake sits on in the middle of the city of Sumter. The next number is 120. That's how many different kinds of iris there are all around Swan Lake. And then the third number is 8. Swan Lake is the only place in the United States of America that has all 8 different kinds of species of swans. Those 3 numbers combine to make one point. Swan Lake is one of a kind. And if you haven't been there, check it out sometime. Well, now we're going to shift gears and we're going to go and have a visit with my daughter, Lizzie. She and I just recently spent a little bit of time together where she works, and we got it on film, and I want to share some of it with you. Some of it is just a little dad-daughter small talk. We had to reminisce a little bit. I let her share a little bit about what it means to be an esthetician, and then we got on to the main point. And so I hope you'll enjoy this. It's a short talk, but I think it's good, and I hope you enjoy it.
I'm excited.
Liz,
Dad.
I'm glad we're doing this.
Me too.
So let me ask you this. Did you listen to any good music on the way to work this morning?
I didn't listen to any music, but I did listen to my podcast that I listen to every morning.
What are you listening to?
It's Jeff Lewis Live, and it's an interior designer based in California, and it's a bunch of nonsense. It's really funny, but it's my favorite form of pleasure.
So he's an interior designer, but it's not just interior design?
It's also like comedy, pop culture stuff, a little bit of everything.
That's cool. I'll have to check him out.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Lewis.
Jeff Lewis Live on Sirius XM.
I got you. You know, I was thinking about,
What?
you and I have been to some good concerts.
We have. We really have.
We went to, all right, we did Dierks Bentley.
We did.
What'd you think of that?
Loved it. That was such a good show. He's a good performer.
He really is. That was a great show.
That was.
And then we've done John Mayer. Did we do that twice? Once or twice?
I think that was twice.
Yeah.
Both in Charlotte.
All right, thoughts on John Mayer?
Best performer ever. Those are some of my favorite shows to go to. I love him.
I'm with you.
I
think he's amazing.
He's like my top 5 favorite artists.
Really?
Yeah.
We're one in this.
We are, yeah.
I think he's one of the best artists out there. And it may not be like the most popular, it might not even be considered cool right now, but as far as talent,
he's got it.
And heart and soul, John Mayer's got it.
1000%. Yeah.
So we saw Dierks Bentley, John Mayer. And then I thought about this. I came to you. I was like, Lizzie, I want to go see Garrison Keillor.
Mm-hmm. I do remember.
Prairie Home Companion. And I was like, nobody in the family wants to go with me. And you were so sweet. You're like, okay, I'll go, Dad.
I'll go, yeah.
And I remember telling one of my friends, like, I think Lizzie's going with me because she feels sorry for me.
No.
And she didn't want her dad to be alone.
I think 2 things can be true.
Yeah.
That for sure. I did not want you to be alone. But also I wanted to go and have fun. It was in Charlotte. It was so fun.
Yeah. You get out of the house.
We got a good meal.
Where'd we go eat that night? You remember?
I remember it being a taco restaurant in Charlotte.
Yeah, it was like this high-dollar taco restaurant.
Yeah, it was good though.
Yeah.
That was fun.
We went to see, and the show was good, but I think we left early, like after he did the Tales of Lake Wobegon, the news from Lake Wobegon.
Right.
Then we left.
Yes.
And I remember the news from Lake Wobegon because we're sitting there, and I'm there with my daughter, and he tells this awkward story.
About how he lost his virginity.
Yeah, about how he lost his virginity. I don't need to hear this.
Great.
My daughter's right here.
Yeah. Father-daughter bonding.
And I like how we acted like he wasn't talking about that.
Yeah, we both were just like, okay, we're not going to make eye contact.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. We don't look at each other. And then it's like, you want to get some supper?
Yes. As if nothing just happened. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. That didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
And those were the best doggone tacos.
Those were really good tacos. Yeah. What about Casey Musgraves?
Oh, forgot.
That was such a fun show.
That was. All right. Who? Midland was before her, right?
Yes, Midland performed before her, and after it was
Little Big Town.
Mm-hmm. That country group. Yes.
Yeah, watching.
Mm-hmm.
You're an esthetician.
I am.
And so, would you care to just tell us a little bit about how did you get into this, and what does being an esthetician mean to you?
Okay, so I've been an esthetician going on 5 years, I believe, which is crazy to say. I got into this field because I've always loved self-care. You've known that. Like, I've always been the one to be in my bed with my little face mask. Like, that is me. I
Princess Lizzie.
That. Yes. And so I think for me, I've always just had that image in my head of like, how, if I could make this into a job, like, we're doing great. We're cooking with gas. So I learned that this was a career field to get into, and I just kind of went headfirst into it. And it's been a long time coming, but it's really brought me to where I'm at. And what I love about it the most is you're able to make people look and feel their best. And that is so gratifying.
Yeah.
So.
makes you feel good to see them feel good.
Absolutely.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, absolutely. People come in, and whether this be for their skin, whether it be for their souls, they're coming in to get something, and that's a fun feeling, a feeling like you're able to actually help people.
Yeah. And I've never, received care from an esthetician, but I'm guessing kind of like what you said there about the soul, it's so much more than just your body feeling good. I'm thinking it's not just physical, it's mental and emotional, and I would bet even spiritual.
Absolutely.
Having just peace. I mean, would you say that's true? It's deeper than just the physical?
1,000,000%. I mean, the relationships I have made with clients throughout the years, it's wild, because it really, you form this bond and relationship with someone, and you see them once a month. I know everything about these people, and it's just like you again bond so much, but it's definitely more than just physical. I mean, they come in, they'll tell me about their day or something that happened. I think just having someone to listen and to hear them and make them feel seen and valued is priceless.
You hear a lot of things.
Yeah.
Bartenders and barbers and estheticians hear a lot.
Oh yeah, we know it all.
You're taking it to the grave, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. I always say HIPAA laws. HIPAA laws. Yeah.
I gotcha. I'm gonna file it in the vault.
Yep.
Not going to. But that's really cool. I'm proud of you for doing what you're doing.
Thank
And
you.
one of the things you and I've kind of kicked around is the power of positivity.
Yes.
I like that.
It's my favorite concept.
Yeah, I gotcha. And I want to thank you because you actually have been a good influence on me as far as positivity. Like I know at times in my life I can get a little low, and there are moments when you're like this ray of sunshine. Like, you know what, Dad? Things are okay.
That's sweet.
Things are good.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, Lizzie, positivity. Would you say have you always been a positive person, or do you think you've kind of had to work? And I know we're still working through things as far as human beings, but have you always been positive, or is that something you've had to learn over time?
I think for me, in my personality, I'm very bubbly. I'm very fun. Like I'm girl through and through. And I think that is so my personality. So I'm always just silly and fun is the best way I can describe it. But I am human, and I definitely get in my head a lot. So it has been something that I've had to work on for myself, because I can tell it makes such a difference for me. And like I just mentioned, like I'm always in my head, and I feel like I'm in my head a lot, and that's the best way I can get myself out of my head. It's just kind of like first thing in the morning, starting with the positive affirmations. And for me, that's been super helpful. And I brought my journal.
Oh, you got it.
To give an example, my thoughts.
Cool. I didn't know you kept a journal.
I do it every morning, and it's just positive self-affirmation. So whether that be like I'm successful, I'm healthy, I have a roof over my head, just kind of like reaffirming those positive things that are true in our reality, just brings everything back into life. Makes sense. Yeah.
That is really cool. So every day you just write down.
Every day I journal.
Things that you're feeling good about?
Yeah, whether it be things I want to happen, so like kind of manifest, or I'm just kind of like reiterating like, oh, I am safe, I am blessed, I am thankful, I am grateful, I am successful, and just kind of putting those things, I feel like pen to paper just reiterates like, oh, I am good, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. You think, like I've been thinking about this since we talked about the other day, and I think part of positivity is gratitude, isn't it?
Yes.
Like what you just said, like when you said, I have a roof over my head. And I've been thinking that same thing. Like my prayer lately has been, God, thank you that I have a roof over my head, shirt on my back, food on my table. Thank you for forgiveness and salvation. Like part of being positive is just being thankful.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And we're so blessed, aren't we?
We really are. And I think we often all forget just how blessed we are with like mundane, everyday routines of going to work, having to take out the trash, we have to cook. And it's just that verbiage of we have to. And it's no, we get to do these things. How privileged are we to get in our cars every morning and drive to a job where we make money?
That is a great point. When I was a hospice chaplain, Lizzie, to tell you how right you are, I was talking with this guy. He's laying in his bed. He doesn't have much time left. And he looks at me and he was like, how you doing? I said, well, I'm working and I'm enjoying it. He said, man, what I wouldn't give to be able to get out of this bed and go to work one more day.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And he was like, be thankful you can go to work. And I'm like, yeah.
Absolutely.
To get out of bed and go work and use your abilities to bless the world. What a privilege.
It's so true. It is. Yeah.
Remember you and I, we grew up in the Baptist world.
Mm-hmm.
And we would sing that song, Count Your Many Blessings, Name Them One by One.
Yes. Yes. I do
It's so
remember
real,
that now.
isn't it?
It is. It's true.
Yeah. You start listing all the positives, like, I'm good.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's just been situations in life where I've definitely had to kind of get myself out of certain mindsets. Yeah. And that has been the one thing I've always gone back to, of like, just be delusionally positive. And it kind of like plays a mind trick on yourself. And very obviously, like, if you're feeling deep and heavy things, feel through that. But if you can trick yourself into saying everything is good, you are blessed, you are thankful, then all those good energies will come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to fake it till you make it.
Sometimes you do. Yeah.
Like, I know some people don't like that saying, but there's something to be said for that. Sometimes you just have to train yourself. I'm going to stay in this zone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I know gratitude's one of them. And here's another thing I was thinking. Another cause of positivity is hope.
Yes.
Hope that no matter what I'm going through, better days are coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about, and I know you've read this verse, where it talks about Christ and the cross. Mm-hmm. And he was like, he endured the cross for the joy that was set before him. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about that, like, it's not that he was giddy about what he went through, but he had a hope on the other side of this. Mm-hmm. Things are going to get better. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be resurrected. I'm going to go home. I'm going to be all right. Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes that helps with positivity is, I'm confident that better days are coming.
Yes, absolutely.
You ever have to remind yourself of that? Like, yes, it's temporary. Better days are coming.
Absolutely. There's so many seasons of my life where I feel like I've had to kind of like reinforce that hope that like better days are to come. Yeah. For me, that was kind of like last year. I went through a little bit of a slump with just work-wise and trying to figure out where my next landing place was going to be. And I worked in Colombia for a little bit. Yeah. During that time, financially, it just wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Right.
And I really felt like mentally I was just kind of struggling, but again, reinforcing like, no, it's going to work itself out. And I just kind of became so delusional in that aspect of like, no, everything is going to work out, and just reinstated that every single morning. And sure enough, where I'm at now, everything did work out.
It worked out.
So yeah, I think that hope goes a long way.
Right.
Yeah.
You were in Columbia, and now you're in Sumter at a much better spot.
Absolutely.
In life and in work and in everything.
Absolutely.
Life's gotten better. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you. I have to remind myself, like, it's going to work out. Mm-hmm. And whatever the worst thing is that can happen, God's going to get us through that too.
Absolutely. Yeah. I really do believe like what is meant for you will be, whatever that may be. And in the meantime, there's no reason to really like worry or stress yourself out about it.
One thing's for sure, you've probably noticed this, worrying has never fixed one of my problems.
Not one. Not a single one.
Worrying's never made anything better, has it?
No.
Yeah.
But it's so easy, I feel like, to get into that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think we all fall into that trap.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been there. Mm-hmm. And bought the t-shirt.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I'm a member of the fan club. Yeah. Yeah. But that's why I'm so big into positivity. Again, it just kind of like retrains your brain of like, I can't control these things. And what I know for sure is I am thankful, I am grateful, I am blessed. And those are things that I can stick with.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I'm thankful, I'm blessed, and I know better days are coming. Yeah. And one thing you've taught me too is you've helped me say, you can even be positive about the past.
Yes.
And you and I've had good talks about this. I came to you and we were talking about, there are some things in my past that weren't very pretty. But one of the things that you helped me see is that you can still be positive about the lessons you've learned. Mm-hmm. You can be positive about the strength that you gained. You can be positive about, you have better skills to live better moving forward.
Absolutely.
So even with a painful past, it's like you can take a positive approach.
1000%. My favorite saying is you can look at a situation and decide, did this happen to me or did this happen for me?
Oh, that's good.
And I like to stay on the for me.
Yeah.
path of that.
Absolutely.
I think you can learn really good lessons in really hard, crappy times of life. I do.
Yeah. We can learn from the negative. And what's else saying? You take lemons and make lemonade.
Yeah, true.
So, and you do that well.
I try.
I remember, Lizzie, I'll give you an example. I used to, every now and then I would have like this sleepless night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this happens to you much. Like, I would wake up at like 2 a.m. and I'd be awake till like 5, thinking I'm never going to sleep. And I get all worked up.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a couple of times when that happened in my past. And finally I would get out of bed like in frustration. I hadn't slept. And I would say, this is kind of embarrassing, but I would say, well, great, this day is already ruined and it hadn't even started yet.
Yeah. Just cancel the day. Cancel the day.
That's right. This day,
she's done.
Cancel. Nothing good's going to happen. But I realized, like, dude, you cursed your day before you even started it.
Right. Right.
And so now when that happens, I'm like, well, you know what? I'm thankful that I was able to lay in a dark, quiet room.
Absolutely.
In a soft bed.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to rest. And I'll sleep better tonight.
Yes.
So it's like I'm learning, you can find a positive spin on things.
Absolutely.
The silver lining.
The silver lining. Yeah. I think that's part of just growing up. It's like retraining your brain.
Yeah.
And just figuring out what works for you and what doesn't. And I think it's so obvious negativity doesn't work for anyone,
That's exactly right.
And I think we're all learning as we go. We're figuring it out.
Yeah. I read somebody recently. They were like, this is my first time being human. Be patient with me.
Yes. I love that. Yes.
Yeah. It's our first time.
If we could all give each other a little bit more grace and empathy, I think the world would be a better place.
Grace. What an awesome thing.
Mm-hmm.
What an awesome thing. And I like to looking at people and seeing, because part of positivity, I think, is being positive about people, when possible.
Mm-hmm.
And looking at people sometimes and being like, you know what? There's great potential there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm positive that person, with God's help, can overcome this.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Can grow and can flourish, And so that's one thing I've learned in my own life is I don't want to write people off.
Right.
Remain positive, knowing something good can happen.
Absolutely. And it almost humanizes that person when you look at it through a different lens of positivity. Like, no matter what the context or situation is, if you're upset with someone and just out of the goodness of your own heart saying like, okay, this person's clearly going through something, like, how can I pray, or how can I like better serve them? It just, I don't know, it creates a different dynamic, and you're able to kind of meet them at their level instead of just kind of staying at your angry spot looking down. It's better to kind of meet them halfway. That's
a good point.
Yeah.
I like that. You made me think about, you said that word humanize. I remember, and you probably heard me say this before in a sermon, bless your heart, you had to sit through a lot of my sermons. I'm so sorry, Liz.
It's okay. I can recite them all.
But I had this thing I would share every now and then, and it was about like all of us in our relationship with our parents.
Mm-hmm.
And it was saying that, and not everybody does it exactly this way, but it's kind of a good general thing. It's like, there's a point in our life where we idolize our parents.
Mm-hmm.
We think they're the greatest thing since sliced bread and Coca-Cola. And then there comes a point where we demonize them. We think they can't do anything right.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this point where we humanize them.
Mm-hmm.
We see them as just human beings. And what I'm realizing is that's not just true with parents. That's true with everybody.
Absolutely.
Everybody. Like you for a while, you think they're perfect and you think they can't do anything right. And then you realize they're human beings.
Absolutely. Yeah. They're human beings just like all of us, and they're not worth being on a pedestal. Like none of us should be put on a pedestal. Exactly. We're all going to mess up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So part of being positive with people is humanizing them.
Yes.
I guess.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. Well, any other insights on positivity? Would you say overall, I mean, does it affect like your work life and relationships?
Yeah. I mean, for sure, with all of life that it brings. I mean, relationship wise, I could look at my own relationship, and there are definitely times where he is human just like he may have bad days just as I do. And I think it definitely helps in our relationship as far as like balancing each other out. I think there are definitely times where I am negative as I'm preaching positivity, but I am human, and Austin can kind of balance that out. So I definitely think it's fabulous for relationships. And in my own work life, I can tell a major difference when I really do lean into the positivity as far as like thank God I'm able to come in and work, and I'm able to love on people, and I'm able to make them feel good about themselves. And that just kind of puts me out of that little slump of like, oh, I have to do this. No, I get to do this.
Right.
And that's a good feeling.
That is so good. I like that. I don't have to do it. I get to do it. I think that's come a couple times, and I like that saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's a privilege to do it. Lizzie, I just want you to know something. I love you.
Thank you. I love you.
And thank you for being a great dog. I have 4 great kids, and I love all 4 of you. And thank you for giving me a little bit of your time.
Thank you, Dad. I love you.
I love you, sweetie. I appreciate you.
Thank you,
This
Dad.
was fun.
This was fun.
Yeah. I'm glad we did this,
Me
Lizzie.
too.
I've been looking forward to it.
Me too.
Yeah.
This was great.
Positivity. I hope you enjoyed my little visit with Lizzie. Man, I know I sure did. Well, let me tie together the talk she and I had with Swan Lake. And here's what I want to share with you. Swan Lake was actually started in 1927 by Mr. Bland, B-L-A-N-D. And Mr. Bland desperately wanted to grow a bunch of Japanese iris. But you know what? It didn't work. Tried though he may, he just couldn't get that iris to grow. And he started talking with horticulturalists from as far away as New York. And finally, Mr. Bland had his gardener dig up all the bulbs of the iris and throw it into the water. But something amazing happened not long after that. After he had all the bulbs thrown in the water out of frustration, iris began to explode right there. And that became one of the most amazing botanical gardens in the US of A. See, Mr. Bland didn't realize just how close he was to something really good happening. And you want to know how that ties in with my talk with Lizzie? Here's how. You and I, like Mr. Bland, never know what good things are about to happen right around the corner. And that is why we must stay positive. Listen, you got a God that loves you. You got a God who is for you. You have a God that cares about you the way a father cares about his child. And God has a lot of blessings for you, and he has a bright future for you. So don't give up. Don't get discouraged. Don't throw in the towel and just toss all of your hopes and dreams into the swamp, because you never know just how close you are to something really good beginning to happen. Your blessings could be about to bloom any day now. So stay positive. Stay optimistic. Keep your chin up and keep the faith, and know that God's got this. And better days are coming, and the future is bright, and you can be really, really close to something big happening for you. Well, that's my show for you tonight. I want to thank you for tuning in and checking out the DaveCast. I hope you have a great week, and I hope next week you'll tune in for episode 3, where we talk more about life. We go to visit a neat little place, and we have a great sit-down discussion. Thanks for tuning in. Keep pushing forward and stay awesome.